Hello everyone, you're watching Global Leaders Network WINTV. I'm your host, Yun. There are many leaders globally in such areas like government, business, and also education, and etc. Today, I invited special guest, Rago. Am I pronouncing your name correct?
You are.
Correctly?
Yes.
Okay. Rago, businessman, and also you are in charge of a lot of organizations, right?
Well, yes. I mean, I try to stay active in the community and in the Chicagoland community, in particular the Italian American community, but I like to stay involved with all different ethnic groups.
Mm-hmm. What do you do currently then?
My business, I am a funeral director.
Oh.
Yes.
Is it your family business?
It's been a family-run business for over 100 years. Yes.
Wow.
Yeah. We're into our fourth generation.
Wow.
Yes.
Wow. What type of organization are you involved with?
Well, currently I'm president of the Italian American Human Relations Foundation, which we formed that organization to bring all ethnic groups together and races together through the performing and visual arts. Our goal is to create a performing arts and cultural center in downtown Chicago where we can celebrate everybody's contributions to the performing arts and to this country.
Oh, wow.
So that's our goal.
Wow. So can you tell us about your childhood and also what was your dream?
Well, you know, I'm probably the luckiest guy you've ever met. I was born in a little Italian neighborhood called The Patch, which is around Chicago Avenue and Western. They called it a patch because it was a little patch of Italian Americans that had settled there. My mother and father, both deceased, but my father was Joe, my mother was Irene, and I'm one of 5 children. I'm the only boy. I had 4 sisters and me. So I'm somewhat spoiled.
I can tell. No,
somewhat spoiled, but I was very fortunate. My family was always close, and we lived next door to my mother's mother and father, and we were 3 blocks away from my father's family. So it was a great growing up experience because we were always surrounded by family.
I see. Well, what was your dream though?
My dream, you know, as a kid, all I wanted to do was play sports. But as I grew older and when I got into high school, this is a true story, between my freshman year and my sophomore year of high school, my father asked me if I wanted to have a summer job at the family business. And I said, sure, I would. And so I think I was there 3 weeks. Working in the summer, and I thought, you know what, this is what I want to do. I want to work with my father and work in this business. So my dream came true.
Oh,
yes.
Wow. I saw your bio the other day, and then it seems like a very interesting because you're also doing parade. It's called Columbus Parade.
Yes, one of the organizations that I was president of and still involved in is called the Joint Civic Committee of Italian Americans. The Joint Civic Committee was formed 60 plus years ago, and it was formed to have a voice in the Chicagoland community, be a voice in the Chicagoland community for the Italian American population. And so it became an umbrella organization where all of the different Italian American groups would join and have a delegate to that organization, and it became the one voice for our community. And 60 years ago, a little over 60 years ago, they decided to have a Columbus Day parade in downtown Chicago. Columbus Day is a national legal holiday, and was not formed for Italians. It was formed because of the feat of Columbus landing on new shores in 1492. But Italians in America adopted it as a day to celebrate their heritage and their culture. And so for since 1978, 1968, I've been helping assemble that parade.
Wow.
And putting it on the street. And for the last 30 years, I've been the parade marshal. So that's been a pretty unique experience for me. And over the last 10 or 12 years, I thought, you know what, the Columbus Day Parade should not be a parade just for Italian Americans. And so we've invited all ethnic groups and races to march down the street with us, because Columbus didn't discover America just for Italian Americans. He discovered America, and it became a great settlement for all ethnic groups and races. He's somewhat maligned today with the history revisionists, but we know what he did and the consequences of his voyages. And so for the last 10 or 12 years, we've had about 15 or 16 countries with their consul generals march with us down the street, and it's a pretty unique experience.
And you are in charge
Yes.
of it. Wow.
I'm in charge of assembling it and putting it on the street.
Wow, impressive. Wow. We didn't know that. Now good to know, right?
Yes. So I'm inviting your community to march with us on the second Monday of October. It'll be streamed live throughout the world on Channel 7. And it's a lot of fun. And we welcome everybody to march with us and celebrate this great country.
So another question that I have, because you are the president of, let me get the right name here, Italian American Human Relations Foundation of Chicago.
Yes.
What is the mission statement of the organization?
Well, that's the one I was telling you about. Our mission statement is to bring everybody together through the performing and visual arts. So we want to create this performing arts and cultural center where we can have 5 libraries in there, which would showcase Italian American contributions to the performing arts, to commerce, to medicine, to law, and to politics.
So it's all related.
It will all be. It will always have an Italian American theme to it, but we want to open our doors so we can teach all different languages to children. Teach anybody who wants to come in there how to paint or sculpt or sing or dance or become a musician. And we want to celebrate, we want to welcome everybody. I've always said, wouldn't it be great if you came to our cultural center and saw one weekend 3 Italian tenors, but the next weekend you saw the Mexican folklorical ballet. And maybe the weekend after that you would see Riverdance, which is an Irish-American production. And while those performances that weekend, while those performances are going on, we would showcase their art, their culture, their food. And so we can celebrate. You know, America is the greatest country on earth. And it's composed of so many different ethnic groups and cultures and races. And all too often, people have a tendency to dwell on negatives. We want to celebrate all of the positives and all of the different contributions that all of these groups brought to this country.
Okay, I see. Another question that I have, your family business is a funeral business, right?
Yes.
Funeral home, and also parade. They are exactly the opposite.
Yes.
So how do you manage these 2 different entities?
Well, you know, my father always told me that we have to give back into the community. So my family has always said we have to set aside certain time for family, but then certain time for our community. And I'm fortunate enough that my 2 sons, I have 3 children, 2 boys and a girl, and my 2 sons some years back decided to come into the business with me. So we're now into our 4th generation. And because we all work together, it allows me that time to separate myself and work on the parade.
Oh, wow. Is there any special memory you got from the parade and funeral homes? Either make you cry or make you laugh?
Well, let's talk about the parade first. The parade, I have great memories of the parade. I remember my father taking me down to, I think it was the 2nd or 3rd parade that went down the street. I was just a kid. And the guest that year was Bobby Kennedy, who flew in. And so I've met some great people from out of the city of Chicago through the Columbus Day Parade. And I've met some great people from different communities within the city of Chicago, and some people that I would have never met that have contributed so much to our community. One of the founders of the parade and one of the founders of the Joint Civic Committee of Italian Americans was a great man by the name of Frank Annunzio, who was congressman, a United States congressman. And Mr. Annunzio, along with Congressman Peter Rodino from New Jersey, were the two people instrumental for making Columbus Day the second Monday of every October. It became a national holiday. And so I've met some great people in the parade. I've met some great people in our business, which is unfortunately, not the best time to meet people. But we're honored that they think of us, and honored that they allow us to be with them at such a tragic time in their life. My father always used to say, our good fortune is somebody's tragedy, and so we always remember that when we get a death call to help people through this difficult time. So I've met some great people, people that I would have never had a chance to meet if it weren't for that business.
Wow, you're doing a lot.
Well, you gotta keep busy. If you don't keep busy, you get bored.
How many days do you work?
I'm on call 7 days a week.
Oh my goodness. Yeah. Superman.
Well, some days there's nothing to do, so I go out and play a little tennis.
Oh, that's your hobby?
That's my hobby, yes. Yeah.
Do you have a group to play?
Yeah, I'm really fortunate. I met some great people at the Lincoln Park Tennis Club, and all I have to do, they make up a schedule, and all I have to do is show up and play. So it's pretty neat. It's a lot of fun. Great people, not real gentlemen that I play with, and some great ladies. So.
Are they Italians?
Not all Italian. No. Lincoln Park Tennis Club. I think I'm one of maybe 15 Italians in that thing. The rest are all different ethnic groups, different races. It's pretty neat. It's a great experience.
Wow.
Yeah.
It seems very interesting in your life because you're busy and still stay very active until now. But I was also curious that you had any failures or setbacks, difficult time in your life?
Well, I lost my father when I was 18 years old. Out of the 5 children, I probably was the luckiest in that, he was a great father, but I also got to work with him, and my sisters never got a chance to work with him. So I saw two different personalities of my father. I saw him as my father, and I saw him as a person to work for, and as a person who was involved in the community, and as a person who took up the challenge of getting people through the difficult time of death and a loss of a loved one. So that was probably the most difficult time in my life, losing my father. Because I had dreams of working with him, for years and years and years, and I got a chance to work with him for 4.
Oh,
yeah.
Wow. Do you like sisters? Your sisters?
I have the 4 best sisters in the world. and I now I have 3. My oldest sister passed away some time back, but my sisters are my conscience. Yeah.
I have my younger sister, but I don't know. She's in Korea, and I feel like
tough.
Sometimes, she should give me more respect.
Well, tell her to come here, and we'll show her how to do that.
Okay, you can teach her, I guess.
Yes,
right?
yeah.
Okay, so another question that people want to ask you is, what is success to you?
I think success, has different connotations. Success is different to all people. Me, success is to have my family around me and to enjoy their friendship and the camaraderie of family. Success is also, business. I have a successful business. But I know some guys that are successful that go to work at 9 and come home at 5 and work for somebody else. Success is in your mind, and you don't necessarily have to be a millionaire to be a success. Yeah.
So it's not money, right?
It's not all. No, it's not money at all. Money is just a little bit of it. I've known fellas that have had big money and have been miserable their life because everything else just didn't go their way, or They took a different path. But
do you want to say, is it related to happiness then?
pardon me?
Happiness.
What about happiness?
Success.
Success would be if you could get up every morning happy. That's success. Yes.
I agree.
Yes.
Because some people are not happy.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I totally agree. Okay, another question. Any events coming up soon?
Yeah. Well, tomorrow the Joint Civic Committee of Italian Americans has a luncheon which we have yearly. It's called the Dante Award Luncheon, and it's given to somebody in the media who our community feels has always leaned and been truthful in their broadcasts. It doesn't necessarily have to go to somebody in television. It could go to somebody in the print media. But tomorrow, the anchor for Channel 7 News, Alan Kraszewski, is going to receive the Dante Award. So that's a big deal for us in our community, and I think it's a big deal for people in the news media because it's a great honor to receive that award because Dante's famous statement is, "Be not a be not a timid friend to the truth," and so that award we feel is going to somebody who does not just report what he thinks should be, but he reports the truth. Yeah, and then we're already working on the Columbus Day Parade for this coming October, and we have our Italian American Human Relations Foundation has a concert coming up in September. In the last week of October, where we're going to celebrate the music of a great composer. His name was Harry Warren, whose real name was Salvatore Antonio Guaragna.
Was it Italian name?
He was an Italian, and we call it the Harry Who concert because nobody knows who Harry Warren was. And he was one of the most prolific writers of music in the United States. Had just as many hits as Irving Berlin. He wrote Boulevard of Broken Dreams. He wrote the entire score to 42nd Street. He wrote At Last, which is a great song made popular by Etta James. And so we're going to celebrate his music in October. And I'm very proud of this. Our foundation was instrumental in sending 20 inner city African American kids on a cultural exchange tour of Milan, Italy, just last month. Wow. And great kids, great singers. They're part of this group called Timeless Gifts, which is run by a wonderful woman and an entertainer. Her name is Joan Colasso, and she had asked me 2 years ago if we could get these kids into Italy, and it finally happened last month. So we're real proud of that. They spent a week touring Milan, Italy. They performed in 4 different venues. Got to meet the mayor of Milan, and they were treated like big celebrities and stars there. So it was a lot of fun for us to see that happen.
Wow, you make a lot of people happy, I guess.
Well, we try.
To me, that's a success. You make the other person happy.
Well, that's true. That would be a success. Yes.
Yeah. Okay, so another question. You're doing so much. So what do you want to see in the future? And is there any comments you want to say towards our audiences?
Well, what I would like to see in the future is something that, again, my father instilled in me when I was 12 years old, and that is, I would love to see a day in this country, which I think is great, where there's no negative stereotyping, where each culture gets to respect and celebrates the next culture, and where we all understand that as much as I don't believe America is a great melting pot. I think it's a great mosaic of different cultures and different races that make this country so great. We should learn to respect and celebrate all of those. All of those.
All the cultures.
All of the cultures, yes.
Including Korean.
including Korean. Yeah.
Okay. Do we have to get tickets for parade or your gala?
The parade is free. In fact, we want you to march. We want your community to march down that street in full Korean regalia and celebrate your music. And there's no charge for that at all. And the parade goes down State Street on the second Monday of October. It begins at 12:30, and we want to see the State Street lined from Wacker to Van Buren Street with all different ethnic groups and cultures, so we could celebrate all of the different music coming down the street.
Oh, sounds great.
It's a lot of fun.
Yeah, it will be a lot of fun, and you just invited us.
I did.
So we'll be there.
I'm going to hold you to that.
Okay. So thank you so much for sharing your story today.
This was a great honor for me.
Thank you. Thank you for watching our TV talk show. And if you want to watch this again, you can watch through YouTube, our channel, and also our website as well. And don't forget to subscribe our channel. And next week, Thursday, 9 p.m., I'll see you all again. Until then, have a blessed week.